Hi there, I'm Jim Raffle. Welcome to this week's episode of the Jim and Shelby Show, All Things Print Podcast. I'm joined by my stunning co-host.
Wow. Thank you, Jim. Shelby Sipusic. Now I don't know what to say.
Oh, speechless. I love it. So it's tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so it's this, gratitude and I'm being nice. So,
Oh,
holiday season. So
hmm. I
maybe I'll
didn't.
go off brand and not be the regular jerk I am. So
Okay. I didn't plan any gratitude for you, so sorry.
So we're back on brand. So this episode is going to be kind of short. We attended the GPX Charlotte show. What did we figure out about 3 weeks ago?
Just
This,
about.
yeah, about 3 weeks ago tomorrow, I think. And it's a relatively small regional show. And actually, this year it fell within a week or two of Printing United, or pretty close to Printing United, I think.
Yeah. About
Um,
a couple weeks after.
yeah, so it was a relatively small show. It's the problem is I was still calibrated for Printing United, so I walked in there and I was like, wow. But as a regional show and for the market they serve, they have a great mix of vendors. And so one of the things that we're going to talk about is the sandblasting
Mhm.
demonstration that was done by Stephanie Murphy from the Country Porch Swing. And I think the piece of equipment she has is from Iconics. Did I get that right? Iconics Imaging?
Onyx imaging, yes.
Yeah, Iconics Imaging. We'll try and get some of that information in the show notes so that anyone looking for more information once you watch this will be able to get it. I was able to do a sandblasting demo where I actually made this really cool um, glass. Well, let me get my cruise passes out. I had to work it in. So Stephanie helped me do this at the PDS Energize UV Energize event a couple months ago, um, and it was a pretty cool experience. So when I heard she was going to be at GPX Charlotte, and I knew Shelby and I were going, I'm like, hey, you gotta stop by and see if Stephanie has time to help you make something in the sandblaster because it's just a really cool experience. At least I thought it was.
Yeah, it really was. It was my first time doing it, so we're gonna go right into it, I think. And you
Yeah,
can.
let's go in and you can share your thoughts about it after people get to watch you and Stephanie create something, and we're not going to tell them what because you're going to show them at the end.
Okay, we are here with Stephanie Murphy of Country Porch Swing, and what are we going to be doing?
We're going to be blasting some glass.
I've never done this before, so you're going to have to talk
It's
me
so
through
easy.
the whole process
It's
here.
so easy.
Okay.
So we already applied the stencils to the ornaments just to make it easy for everybody here, but you create your stencils a lot of different ways, either with a photoresist film with a light exposure unit, which they have over at the Iconics booth, or with a laser and the special laser film. So you apply it, you have your design in your stencil, and then you take it over the blaster and you blast it. So we made sure we covered up any areas that we don't want to blast, and then we just have your design here.
Okay.
And I'll walk you through the very beginning of it, and then you get to do the rest. So we'll give you some gloves.
All right, I'm excited.
I'll have you put these on.
Thank you. I'm feeling like it might be dangerous if I'm putting gloves on.
I do it without gloves all the time. These are small, so when you do it, you actually want to wear gloves so you don't blast your fingers. But
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Got it.
So that's your foot pedal down here.
Okay, so you step on
Anytime you're holding down your foot pedal, the media is going to be coming out of the nozzle.
Okay.
So you hold it just like a pen,
Mm-hmm.
and when you push down on it, it sprays like that.
All right.
So you're going to hold it about 6 inches away from your substrate.
All right.
And you're going to be at a 90-degree angle. So you don't want to come at an angle from the side or it'll get up underneath that stencil and it'll lift up
So
your
right
details. Yep,
like
keep
that.
it at 90 degrees. And you're going to do tiny little airbrush circles. And you see how that clear is kind of flaking away?
Yeah.
That's good. That's what you want because that's where your design goes.
Okay.
And then all the blue stays in place because that's your stencil. Go just slow circles over your whole design. If you get down where your finger is, just flip it over like that.
Okay.
Do the rest. And I like to go over it 2 or 3 different times to get really nice and deep inside the glass.
All right.
But it's really only personal preference on what you want to do with that. And I'll walk you through it.
So you said you do this without gloves. You're not worried about it getting on yourself at all?
It doesn't hurt you. This actually recirculates.
It's about right here?
Yep.
Okay. And I just hold this down with my foot?
Yeah. just do slow, tiny little circles. And you can see where you're blasting because all of that little flakiness kind of comes off there. And then once that's all gone, then you know you've gotten your design all over. And then, like I said, I like to go over it a couple different times.
So if I flip it, doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
all right. So why does it look like that at the bottom here? Is that just the...
That's just because the masking
Oh,
on the
okay.
back.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's still getting...
Yeah. And the way we're actually engraving that is we're doing the back of the ornament. So that way when you're done, we can flip it over and the way it'll be displayed is you're seeing that design through the glass. So
Okay.
it looks really cool when you get a nice deep etch into there.
All right.
Kind of gives it a nice 3D effect.
Feel like I'm painting.
Yeah.
All right, do you think that's
and you
good?
can get a little bit closer.
Okay.
There you go. And
So-
that's pretty good. So if you wanted to stop there, you could. If
Okay.
you wanted to go deeper into the glass, you could do it just a little bit more.
I can kind of see, I can sort of see it if I tilt it.
Yeah.
So these are ornaments. What else do you do?
You can do ceramic, marble, glass, stone, brick, pretty much any substrate. We
Okay.
don't do a lot of acrylic or like rubbers or things like
Bring
that.
this out.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna hand it
So-
to you.
Yep. You can take your gloves off and toss them in the trash.
Okay,
I'm
will
just
do.
gonna blow off some of the dust. And this
All right, what do
is
we have?
actually water soluble, so if you're not at the show or somewhere, you can actually soak this in water and it comes off a lot easier.
Oh, okay.
But we don't have that here, so we just have to peel it off.
So this is all the masking.
Yeah. All the prep work. So we mask around it just so that we can protect the areas that we don't want to accidentally blast that
Okay.
the stencil didn't cover. So that's kind of the biggest pain is removing that. Got me on.
I think I just made myself a Christmas tree ornament.
Yeah. I mean, you can do so many cool things with these personalization gifts, you know, for the holidays. You
Sure.
can even put photos on here. Believe it or not, you can engrave photos with a sandblaster. It's called Halftone. It's really neat. They have some marble glass over at the Iconics booth that they did that with, and it's just a really cool process. I'm going to get over here to the trash. 'Cause we're going to... The way we remove the tiny little bits is we just do that.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It doesn't scratch the glass at all. It just kind of peels right off.
Very pretty. Look
Yeah.
at that.
And then let me get it cleaned up and nice and shiny for you.
Yeah, you glass cleaner.
Yep. Give it a couple little squirts.
And I guess the substrate would be white.
Wow. Cool.
Dry that up.
You did a mug or a glass with Jim at UV Energize.
Yes.
Right? Like a
Yeah,
whiskey
his
glass
poker
or something.
chip. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that turned out awesome. Look at that. Very cool. And if people want to find you, how do they find you?
I'm the Country Porch Swing, so you can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and then I do the Fire and Ink Facebook group page that talks about sandblasting and lasers and UV printing and
Yeah, you're on there all
the
the time.
ways that you can make all the things.
Cool.
So,
Well, thank you so
yeah,
much.
you're welcome.
I got a Christmas ornament.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, Shelby. So what'd you think of it, really? I mean, it's
Well,
pretty
it's a
cool.
lot of fun. I don't think I could have one of those things in this lab I have down in my basement here in the, I think that would be hard to do, but I'm assuming Stephanie has one, right?
Wait. So you're telling me that if I figured out a way to get you one, you wouldn't make room for it and put it down there?
It's awfully big, but there's other equipment we were talking about putting down here. So I don't know. We could negotiate.
Stephanie does have one because if for those of you who follow Stephanie and she's just the country porch swing, I think across all socials, she said, right? Her Insta is where I see her most often, at least with the videos, and she does a lot of sandblasting, or she says blasting glass, on that particular channel. But yeah, it's cool. I had a lot of fun. We're Strom. I know that here's the actual.
But here's what we made.
Look, it actually looks so much better today because you got it all cleaned off and
Yeah.
we're able
Well,
to zoom in.
I know it's the day before Thanksgiving, but I actually already have my trees up and this was hanging on a tree already.
Oh, that is so cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
No, well, I'm trying to make sure you can see it okay.
So we
But
didn't really talk too much about GPX. Let's close out this episode with a little discussion on GPX. I did say it was a small show, but so those of
it,
you thinking about GPX shows, what kind of vendors would you say are there?
if you are looking for craft things as far as doing things with shirts or hats or that kind of thing, there's a lot of different vendors from the actual item that you're trying to decorate to the actual decorations.
Yeah,
That's how I see that show.
that's what I saw too. Like, I mean, everything from like, keychain blanks, refrigerator magnets, mugs, hats, like you said, shirts, they're all there. And so if you are a crafter or a maker who is, especially if you're moving up a level, right, from making onesies, twosies to, oh my gosh, we're getting orders for a dozen or 2 dozen or a dozen.
Mhm.
Um, these are the vendors you're going to want to know because you're going to get better pricing and better availability because they're all they're inventorying this stuff that you can get it much more quickly probably. So
Mhm.
I was impressed. I mean, like I said, it was small, and so I was kind of like, oh, but then as I walked around, I was like, yeah, there's a really good variety here. And there was, in addition to the sandblaster that Stephanie was working on the Iconics, I saw at least one other sandblaster there, and there might have been more. PDS had actual printing equipment running on the floor. I think a couple other people did. Our friends from Sawgrass were in someone's booth with the VersaFlex technology, which we've
Right.
shown on this show. Yeah. So I would say if a GPX show is within easy driving distance of you, and they are all over the country, it's I think GPX Expo, if you Google that, you'll find it. If it's within easy driving distance, like a day trip for you, and you're looking for that kind of material, I would definitely go. Plus, we didn't even cover the GPX University, right?
Right.
They have a whole slate of classes.
Mhm. The other thing I would say, and this comes from us speaking to a class here in local North Carolina, if you are a college student who's looking to get into the print industry,
Mm.
going to a GPX show is a really inexpensive and yet loads of education. I mean, I think you can go for maybe 25 bucks.
Oh, I
It's
think students go for free.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I had to pay to go. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's really dirt cheap to go and have this great experience, 1 or 2 day experience, and
Yep.
get an idea of what you want to get into. And these are real people doing real work out there in the print industry.
Yeah.
Wealth of knowledge if you have a GPX show in your area.
Okay, great. All right, we've got we actually were just having a meeting before we recorded this, and I kind of know what the next 2 episodes are going to be. We got a couple good ones coming up. One more this year. What, around the 15th of December, I think we're going to publish that.
Yeah, then we're gonna take a little pause over Christmas and New Year's, and we have a really exciting first episode for 2026.
It's got an international flair to it.
Yes.
So it does. All right, I'll see you next episode.
Okay.